100%? I mean, as the completion percentage between you and JT or whoever's back there, are you at peak?
I'd say 99.67.
Is that a stupid question? I mean,
no, there's a couple. Again, it just like I said, I have to make sure I follow through. If I flick it, it's going to go left. So I just got to make sure every time.
You've always repped at center. How much of a transition has that been, if at all? Has that been much of a transition for you? So I know you've always repped there, but you've always played guard. I mean, how much of a transition has that been? Has it been pretty easy for you?
Yeah, it's been smooth. Again, there is a lot more accountability, making sure I understand the offense. You know, and again, when we're in meetings, because again, I'm a fifth-year guy, and I'm kind of the voice of the offensive line, myself and Jamarco. There's a lot of things that I have to make sure I understand completely. Otherwise, we'll go out on the field and look like idiots, and that's something I can't let our boys do.
Did you always kind of feel like this was your best position, both here and maybe long term for your pro career?
I'm just doing whatever coaches want me to do to help the team. I just want to be on the field. I said that my freshman year, and if it's, I was fighting Jacoby Bourne for getting center reps, and I just said I don't care what position I play. I want to be on the field. I want to help this team and just be able to go out there and win a game. So.
Draymond has gotten a lot of love as a guy who could have a breakout year. Just what have you seen from him as a defensive tackle in practice? What does he do that makes people say that?
He is the most twitched up dude I've ever played against, and that's coming again. I played against Alabama when I was 20 years old, and those guys are some monsters down there. He is the most twitched up dude, and the good thing about watching him play this year compared to last year he was just kind of running around and being a young guy, just hey, let's just flip my hips and let's go hit somebody. Now he's able to read an offensive lineman and read what the offense is doing, and he's so explosive that it doesn't matter if you are half a step behind, he beats you every time.
So this improvement has happened. Like, when did you notice that he kind of turned into this different type of person?
Probably about mid-season after I got done. He and I battled all year completely. So then it was like mid-year, and it was like, okay, all of a sudden this kid now, the moves that I used to give him all the time, he's not biting anymore, and he's getting smart.
Right.
So that's kind of when I saw some of those things.
You see the improvement in Isaiah. He was talking about how the guys have just kind of given him confidence, and don't think about the last play. Get ready for the next one. How important is that to turn the page?
Well, really important. I think that concept of don't dread on the last one, get to the next one. I give up a sack of practice. I had a little something, and instead of worried about getting chewed out or worrying about hey, a philosophy different or a play to mess up between me and another guy, it was okay. Hey, let's just get on the next play. We'll talk about it on the sideline, and that's something again. He's been able to really kind of take a lot of accountability right now, and that's something he does a huge transformation compared to where he was last year. So there's a lot of
taking it on.
Yeah, he's taking it on himself and saying, if I'm not in for a series, or DeMarco's not in for a series, it's him. He is the guy. Him and Mike Jordan. So those two are really doing an excellent job of getting it grown up.
DeMarco mentioned that it's the stage of camp where it gets harder and harder to perform well when you're tired, and that you guys have experienced it, but a lot of the younger guys are still battling through that. Just describe how hard this stage is when you're.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I love football. Don't get me wrong, and I love football, but it sucks. It is what it is. But you got to be able to be consistent. I thought that was a bug. You got to be consistent. And that's what I tell my guys. A guy like Wyatt Davis right now, Thayer Mumford, Josh Myers, who are like our projects. It's be consistent every day. Hey, good footwork, solid hands. Good footwork, solid hands. I mean, if you have those two, 98% of the time you're going to win. And you just got to do that. So that's what the consistent message is be consistent.
I'm guessing you've been asked this before about the right guard spot. Will you give your assessment?
Boy, I'm playing with you. Brian Hartline.
Did he play?
Hey.
He's got 1 year of eligibility left.
He's got 1 year.
He's going to be a fifth-year senior.
He's got 6 months left. So right guard spot.
A bunch of guys are rotating each one. What are your observations there?
Just guys are growing up, and that's nice to see. There's a certain level of expectation when you run with the ones, and I have to be able to trust you. Jamarco's got to trust you. Isaiah, Mike Jordan, whoever's playing has to be able to trust you. And those guys are taking those guys are taking huge steps right now, and seeing a lot of development mentally and being able physically to be able to handle it and not be, that crazy look like guys having like, oh my God, there's everybody's moving. It's like, yeah, that's what we do.
Are they close, or are they there, or how would you?
I would say, and I'm going to be neutral, I'm going to say it's pretty even keel. Again, there are guys who are performing pretty consistently. There are guys who are, there might be a bump in the road. There's guys who might have a bad day. So it's just everybody takes their turn, and it's just part of the development process. So.
Do you feel by August 31st, one of those guys or more than one will be up to speed?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm confident in the coaches and what they have planned for us, and we're going to be okay.
Billy, what's the one word
15 more questions for Billy, and then we got to cut off.
What's the one word you like to describe an O-lineman if you had to pick one?
Nasty. Nasty. You got to be nasty. Not nasty to our guys, but just nasty to whoever pours souls across the field for me. That's the fun part about it.
No mercy.
No mercy. I mean, that's the fun thing. I mean, because you see, every tough lineman is. I look up here on this board.
Yep.
You know, Charles Bentley, Pat last year. Dudes are just nasty, and there's no remorse. So you get on that field and you got to strap up your helmet, and it's not scarlet and gray. I'm sorry. So that's what what I like to enjoy it.
A lot of people talk about the defensive ends here, rightly so, but Jamarco just named like 6 different defensive tackles who looked good. Do you think they have the depth now to, survive missing Michael Hill for a game or two? Or?
Yeah. Let's just talk about yeah. I'm going to cut you off, but yeah. We'll get about halfway down that field in a series because we always make fun of them because they go 3 plays and they're out.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, it must be nice. I just went on a 9-play series and you're out for 3. You're out for 6 plus 6 plays. What are you talking about, dude? It's very impressive. Being able to go against those guys every day. We always talk about having the best D-line, best front 7 in the Big Ten, possibly top 5 in the nation. And to be able to go against those guys every single day, a guy like Draymond Jones, guys like Jalen Holmes, guys like Sam Hubbard, Nick Bosa, Jay Sean Court, I mean, you name it, Robert Landers, the whole 10 yards. I mean, those guys are very, very impressive. And that culture within that room itself, it's very fortunate to be able to go against them. Because if I didn't go against somebody like that every day, and then I walked into the stadium and did that, you better be on your game.
So Schiano said the thing the other day that, what did he say? That
the defensive line's better than the one he had with the Bucks, I think.
You're a consumer of media.
Yeah, not videos, reading. Reading.
The young people like videos, though.
Reading. Yes, I'm a big GIF fan right now.
Is that nuts? I mean, this defensive line is really as good as or better than an NFL defensive line? What's he talking about?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge compliment, especially being Coach Schiano is at the highest level with the NFL. In the NFL, they're all good. I mean, it's not like you have some guy up there who's a bum. I mean, every single one of them is very, very talented. So it's a huge compliment to them. And again, like I said, they're very impressive in the way they practice, the way they hang out, the way they go through meetings. Everything is attentive, and that's the offensive line is becoming that. And again, I'm gonna take credit for it. And Jamarco, I mean, you put a lot of accountability on guys. And again, we're in a meeting. You're not on your phone. We're in a meeting. We're going through things. You're locked in, paying attention, and ready to answer every question. The guys being able to play both sides, left and right. And that's why I think right now we're taking a lot of strides to it. But back to Coach Schiano, yes, it's a huge compliment to those guys. Again, I wouldn't want to come in the stadium and not know how to play them guys. So.
How different is Michael Jordan this year?
2 more questions, guys.
Good old Mike. Mike is. I want to make sure because there's nothing negative about it. He's been able to really be able to take that second year and put on a lot of more development. And again, it's a lot more accountability. I expect way up here with Mike, and to not let things slip. Because again, hey, I thought that there's no more. I thought this. You're not 18 and just got into the program. You're 19. You're going to be you're a full year of the program. Let's rock and roll. I expect a lot out of you. So, and I think he does the same with me. There is a lot high expectation on my behalf, and I think that relationship is really strong between him and I on the field. And Mike's a goofy guy. He's a goofy. I always make fun of him with his hair. Just some of the things he says. I mean, he's always light-hearted. I mean, he's smiling all the time. He's happy. And I walk in here, and it's I walked in here at 6:15, and he's the first person I see, and he's like, I'm like, Mike, go away. So I love Mike. Again, he's second year in the program. He's developing a lot. And we just got to continue.
Captain Price.
Yes, sir.
Do you have an understanding of CTE?
I'd rather really not answer this question.
Isn't it important for college football players to at least have an understanding? It's your brain and body on the line.
Absolutely. There is an education level that you must understand what you're doing. I'm very particular about my helmet, and I'm very particular about my knee braces. Again, because I tell my family I want to be able to run after my kid when I'm 27 and 28 and not be limping. And with the discovery of that CTE issue, that was very alarming. It was 111 out of 112.
For the NFL guys, yeah. And also high for college players, yes.
Very high. And that's where I think that, one, the targeting penalty is very appropriate, because there are some headhunters who just come out there and just knock heads and they don't care. And 2, player safety it needs to be on a premium, as obviously. But again, we need to protect ourselves. We are taught the right technique, and it's just we must do it every single time. So when a guy walks around here without the mouthpiece in a practice, I just tell him you're an idiot. You're asking for it. A mouthpiece is here to help you remember, so you remember things, and you're not going, you're sitting on your Scantron going, oh, what is my name again? Like that stuff really, it's serious.
So there clearly is risk. Why is it worth the risk for a college football player to still go out on the field and play this game?
I think that the thrill of the game itself is very attractive for a lot of people. Football puts you on basketball not because there's not that much contact, like head-to-head contact. But football puts you on a platform and gives you a lot of opportunity to be able to open doors that if you were not associated with maybe X football team or X athletic program, that you might not be able to have that same opportunity. For instance, being able to go to Nike, we're one of the only Nike schools 2 years in a row now. And I went out to those guys and they're like, oh yeah, we don't really do this. It's always the interview process, X, Y, Z. Limited brands sitting there with Les Weiss. If I wasn't associated with Coach Meyer in Ohio State, some of those opportunities would not be coming my way. So the thrill of it itself, the opportunities, and I really think that there is that higher chase. Talking next level for guys who are at their third, fourth, fifth year, who are looking to go support themselves, support their families, get out of a bad area, or maybe look for maybe their kids or helping their kids, maybe whatever the situation may be. So I think that those three aspects, the thrill of it, the money, and obviously the opportunities that are associated with it.
How much do you guys talk about? It's a real issue, obviously. It's gravely serious.
Last question.
Is it something that you guys address with each other? Or is it almost like, I don't want to go there?
Yeah, we address it, but it's not media appropriate. So yeah, it's something. I mean, again, you see all those. Was it Jamal Adams from the Jets? Made a couple comments. The other guy, the tight end, I think, or somebody made a comment, quoted his tweet. I mean, we see it. I mean, just as you guys see it, we see it. And it's again, like I said, very alarming. It is a conversation topic that we probably have way too much that we probably shouldn't have. But
almost like gallows humor about it.
Yeah, I mean, dudes are dudes. So we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, there is it is alarming. It is concerning. You have to be aware of it. But again, you are at the risk. You signed up for this. Make sure that you practice the right techniques. Make sure you're in the right equipment. Make sure your equipment fits. So that's what I think that's my best policy, because again, I'm the one doing it, not you. So I have to make sure the accountability is on my behalf of it. So.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
Appreciate it, Billy.